Hi everyone, I'm back with another K-pop haul. I purchased these items from eBay. I'll put the seller's name in the description below. I actually originally pre-ordered these items from K-pop Town, but one of them ended up being a limited edition, I believe. I don't think it was stated ahead of time that it would be limited edition, but by the time the second item went up for pre-order, pretty much every site I was checking, like, it would have the item, and then I'd go to put it in my cart, and then it would be sold out. So my order on K-pop Town actually did go through, but then they emailed me a day or two later to say, hey, we're sorry that item went out of stock. Do you still want us to ship the other item, or do you just want us to issue a total refund? And I checked on eBay to see if there was another seller that had both of them for a similar price, and they did, so I told K-pop Town just to cancel that order. But I was very grateful that I was able to find an eBay seller selling both items for a reasonable price. I did end up paying a little bit more than I initially wanted to, but given how quickly one of these items was starting to sell out, how rare it was beginning to become, I figured if I didn't go ahead and get it, it would end up costing me way more than I wanted to pay for it. It looks like we've got some bonus handmade photo cards from the seller. Looks like it's the same set, but they did send me two because I purchased two items. And those are double-sided concept photos from Key's solo album. Pretty nice. And then the items that I purchased are Key's first solo album, Face. It was a random version. I got the white version. And the music video, Storybook, Forever Yours. And that was the one that I had trouble getting a hold of. I didn't purchase it when it first came out because it's just a photo book, I believe. It doesn't have a CD or anything. But it goes along with his digital pre-release single, Forever Yours. And because I knew that the solo album was coming probably later that month, and I wanted to wait and try to get them together if possible. But unfortunately, the way that SM staggered the release dates was just long enough that by the time Face went up for pre-order, Forever Yours was starting to go out of print already, because I guess it was a limited print run, which is a little frustrating that SM didn't make that clearer, because I probably would have tried harder to get my hands on it ahead of time for a slightly more reasonable price. But I didn't spend too much on these. I think it came out to roughly $25 each, which isn't terrible. A little more than I like to spend, but not too bad. I'm going to take a look at Forever Yours first, because it was released first. And it comes in a resealable plastic sleeve. It also includes a Sandy of Key, which is just enclosed in the sleeve at the back. And this, as I said, goes along with his digital single, Forever Yours, which was the pre-release track for Face. It is also a track off of Face, but it was released as a digital single first. There's a closer look at the standee. On the back it's just blank. And the song features Soyu. She did not feature in the music video, and I believe the photo book is going to include pictures from the music video shooting and set, so I'm assuming it won't have any of her. And it is a really nice hardcover book. It was advertised as a music video storybook, and it really does feel like a storybook packaging. So inside we have some of the teaser photos, or from the teaser photo shoot, I should say. And one of the reasons I did ultimately decide to purchase this, aside from Key being one of my ultimate biases, is that this does have a totally different concept from the photo shoot for the Face album. And it does also have little handwritten notes from Key. I unfortunately cannot read Hangul, so I don't know what those say. And the paper quality is really nice as well. It feels really thick and really nice. Nice quality, which is always good. That's cute. It almost looks like he's in like a director's chair or something. And I'll admit I have actually only seen the music video once or twice, so I don't remember how many of these actually showed up in the video and how many were just for the teaser shoot. I do like the song, and I do like some of the styling, but the video isn't really my favorite. And we have his signature. Oh, and he put at the end, "Love you all my little freaks," which is what he calls his fans. That outfit was a choice. Thank goodness there's only one picture of it. And we just have some blank yellow pages at the back. So all in all, I am very happy that I was able to get this for a decent price. I haven't looked to see what these are going for now, but I probably personally wouldn't pay much more than the retail. $25 to $30 is probably the most I would have spent on it. So like I said, I'm glad I was able to get it when I did, because as I said, Key is one of my ultimate biases. He is one of my 2 biases in SHINee, which is one of my ultimate groups, and I definitely would have felt like my collection was a little bit incomplete without it, but I probably wouldn't have been willing to pay a huge amount of money for it, given how relatively small it is. And then of course we have Key's debut solo album, Face. I was so excited when we found out this was coming out, because I've been wanting a solo album from Key for literally years. I was very, very pleasantly surprised when it was announced we were getting a full album, because I definitely was expecting a mini album like Taemin and Jonghyun debuted with. But it is a full album. It has 10 songs, which is also pretty generous for an SM full album. And all 10 songs are really, really good. The packaging also is the same sort of design as Taemin's Ace and Jonghyun's Base, which were their debut albums, and I really love that they kept that consistent. They did a similar thing with Onu's debut mini album, Voice. However, I don't think I will be purchasing that one, at least for right now, because it is mostly ballads and slower songs, and I am just not a huge fan of those kind of songs. My musical taste is definitely a lot more in line with Key's solo album. So on the front we have a picture of Key, but interestingly his face has been covered by a graphic that spells out the word face. On the back we have the track listing. There are 10 songs, as I said. The title track, One of Those Nights, featuring Crush, Good Good, Honest, Forever Yours, featuring Soyu, Imagine, which is totally in English, Chemicals, which he performed, I think a month or 2 ago at a fashion show. It was our first taste of his solo music. I Will Fight, featuring Vincent. I might be pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. Easy to Love, The Duty of Love, and This Life. Like I said, I really do love every single song, but if I had to pick favorites, I really can't even pick favorites, because I was just looking at it and I would end up saying half the album if I tried. So it's actually got a slip cover. When you take that off, oh, that's interesting. When you take the slip cover off, it's all black and white. I forgot to show you the side. I apologize. That has the title Face, all in green. Again, very similar to the covers of Ace and Base. When you remove the slip cover, it just has a little quote on the cover, which says, "This is not defeating an impossible nor pushing limits. This album assures my capability within us, and this will continue. All my actions are the truth of me and all for you." There were similar poems like that on Ace, Base, and also poet artist Jonghyun's final release. On the side we just have Face, all in black now, and on the back we just have a very small key. So inside we have that quote again, and then the disc, which just has Face written across it multiple times. But it's interesting because on the side it looks like it says Ace because the F is cut off. We have Face, Key, some copyright information, and then the track listing again. Key wrote lyrics for a few of the songs on the album: I Will Fight, Easy to Love, The Duty of Love, and This Life, I believe. If I'm missing one, I apologize, but I think that's all. So then we have one of the teaser photos. That one was, I think it was also one of the teaser photos. I really like that picture. We have the lyrics for One of Those Nights featuring Crush. I really, really love that song. It doesn't sound anything like I expected it would, but I love it. It almost reminds me of Tell Me What to Do by SHINee, kind of a similar vibe like that. Crush's feature is nice, but I honestly don't love that he sings the whole chorus. Key just sings it on his own in the live performances, and I personally kind of wish that's how the studio version was. But I understand having a big name featured artist can bring a lot more people to check out the song and the album. So I do understand it from a marketing standpoint. Then we have Good Good, which is a little theatric. It's got a bit of a rock vibe. I really like that song. We have the Photocard. There are 3 different versions. They're all obviously of Key. And for solo album photocards, I typically just keep the one that I get. I don't really make it a point to collect different versions. We have the SM advertisement, which is the album cover this time. We have Honest, which again I really, really like. And that's a picture from a subway station that was seen in the One of Those Nights music video. Are the lyrics for Forever Yours featuring So You, which I do like, but honestly it probably is one of my least favorite songs on the album. It's not bad, it's very good, it's very catchy, I just like a lot of the other songs better. So if you've only heard Forever Yours and you didn't really care for it, I would still recommend checking out the album because you might like the other songs. We have Imagine, which is all in English, and I really like it. It almost reminds me of a Daft Punk sort of vibe. Chemicals, which, again, he performed at a fashion show, I think it was, some kind of fashion event, before we had any details of the album. And to me, Chemicals sounds kind of like if someone asked what do you expect Key's solo music to sound like before we heard any of it, Chemicals is kind of exactly what I would have expected. I have I Will Fight featuring Vincent. Again, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. I really like this one. I haven't looked up the lyrics, but it sounds like it's probably very deep and very emotional. It's one of those with rapped verses and sung choruses, sort of in the vein of that song that Eminem and Rihanna did. It doesn't sound like that, but it's that same sort of style where it's more emotional with the rapping. We have Easy to Love, which is just fun and catchy and very hooky, and I really like this one as well. Oh, that's nice, the page where we just have face written. Kind of artsy. Oh, I like how he wrote on it, Key first album face. I say he wrote it might not be his writing, I'm not really sure. Then we have The Duty of Love. I think that was one of the teaser photos. And then This Life, which is the last song on the album. And again, I haven't looked up translations of any of the lyrics, but it does seem like it could be pretty emotional. Key did write the lyrics for that one, and the last line of the song is, "You only live once." Which, can come off as a bit of a cheesy phrase like YOLO, but, given the things that happened with SHINee in the last year or so, it kind of takes on a more serious meaning. I really like those pictures for the sunset. That's really pretty. We have the credits. I like how it has a lot more colorful pages. It's really interesting, the version that I got, how the packaging is very black and white, very minimal, but inside it's very bright and colorful. I like that. I'm curious to see what the other version looks like. I really enjoy the packaging, I really enjoy the album. I'm very glad that we finally got a solo album from Key, and I'm very excited by the prospect of future solo music to come. Just the other day, his Japanese debut mini-album went up for pre-orders. That one's got 5 songs, a Japanese version of One of Those Nights, but the other 4 songs are brand new and original. I'm not going to pre-order that because I usually wait and try to get Taiwan presses for the Japanese albums because they're usually a little bit cheaper. And with as many groups as I collect, I do try to be budget conscious where I can, but I definitely do plan on picking that one up in the near future. And apparently he's also expressed interest in doing a repackage of Face. Of course, if he does that, I will be purchasing that as well. But that is it for today's K-pop haul. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to see more unboxings or K-pop hauls like this one, you can check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.